This is the stencil material that I got off of Amazon. Blank stencil sheets, 12 by 12. Unfortunately, oh yes it does, 4 mils. Probably a little thicker would do. I'd say twice this, but this will probably be okay. We're going to test it and see. If not, I'm going to look for something in the 7 to 10 mil range just for longevity purposes. Okay, you're not going to be able to see directly, but there is an oval cut here, and there is a square. You can barely see it there with a 1-inch border cut at the bottom. So I was able to get 2 out of here. There is 5 inches here. So there's a possibility that when I get done, the 4x4, nope, because the 4x4 gel plate is going to take a 6x6. So no, I won't be able to do anything with these 2 pieces of acetate. I tape mine down to the mat. It's a trick I learned with the Cricut Maker to keep things from coming up in the midst of a cut and jamming your machine. A little bit of washi tape helps, and washi tape comes loose very easily. Fold it back. It's almost that 4 mils, about the same consistency of the acetate that is on your mats normally to protect them, which is another tip. If you happen to have lost your mat fronts that you need to protect your mat, this stencil is the same thing. So just slap one of those on there. Cut through very well. Yes, I definitely think I want to get a thicker stencil. And this is the 5x7 made by Gel Press. The oval one is made by Lavinia. Alright, so I do see a weird cut there. Let's see if I can get it to show up for you. Right there, that cut is not straight. It's like I had a ghost. Yeah, right there. So I may have had an image lying there. Or something may have happened with my blade. No, because that's 1 inch and I put a 1-inch border. So I must have had something. So I'll get that cleaned up on the SVG to find out what happened there. But it's still usable. I'm going to keep the inside piece as well, and I'll show you on the next video what I'm going to do. But when we actually work with these templates, what I'm hoping, yes, you can't tell, but when you go to make your cards, one of the things I found I was having to continuously do was, in order to get these stamped images not outside the oval, you keep laying pieces of paper to protect that area. So that was why I came up with this template, because after I stamp it and it dries, then it's my hopes to be able to lay this around it, tape it down, and then I can stamp and remove this, and the paper will be clean around it. Now, there, just barely, I made it the exact size of the measurements, and it looks like there's about an eighth to a quarter on each side. So even though this is a 4 by 6, it says, or measures approximately, I'm thinking I probably need to do that inner circle at 3.75 to 6.75. So I'm going to resize that to bring that oval. I'm going to try to get as much in there as I can. I'll leave the original SVG, and I will put the word resized by the second version that I create later on this afternoon. And so that was why I created this. And I'm thinking that the centerpiece will come in handy because you can cover here in ink on the outside, and this will protect your center artwork while you ink your edges, and you never have to worry about coming into it. So that's my theory. We shall see if it works. Okay, here we go. We are going to see how the new templates work that I created for the gel presses. I'm going to work with Lavinia elliptical printing press, and this one is approximately 4 by 6 inches. Actually, that's where my measurements were wrong. It actually is 3.75 by 5.75. So when I did my measurements at 4.6, the reason why it was too big is because I measured wrong. That's what happens when you measure in the middle of the night. Okay. Keep these to store your press on. When you're done storing, you'll clean these very easily with either wet wipes or even soap and water, whatever, but then stick them back to these. Don't stick paper on them like this for storage purposes. Nothing that will absorb the oil that's inside this press. See, that's still wet from last time. Okay. Just out of curiosity, do they have cleaning instructions on here? In the Lavinia one, you get, yes, cleaning and storing. This little handout. Cleaning your plate can be done easily with mild soap and water, baby wipes, baby oil, or gel hand sanitizer. Pat dry with a lint-free cloth. For best results, remove instructional insert and the clear film from both sides of the gel plate and store upright in the original packaging. So, I need to take this out. I guess it'll, I don't know, bring moisture or something, even though the plastic's on both sides, but they say take it off, so I'm going to take it off. Okay, I saw someone use yellow and pink yesterday, so I'm going to start with mustard seed and picked raspberry, and I may be adding some alizarin crimson, and I know I'm going to use some sunburst lemon. There we go, sunburst lemon. You can get these in Crystal's ASC craft supply shop. I believe right now she happens to have all of the colors. I'm kind of wanting a bit of a sun in the middle. So I'm going to put that there. And the pink more on the outside around. Now, I like to spread the colors about a bit without muddying and mixing them up. And that's the area that I really want the yellow in, so I'm going to go ahead and add Sunburst Lemon. Now, I know from experience, that thing really wants a tip on me. You may not see the colors come out of here, and it's just coming through that little hole, but they get everywhere, and the tiniest speck can make a huge difference. So it's usually best to protect the area you don't want, in this case lemoned. Alright, spray bottle. I don't currently have a brayer. I didn't use one last time, but I believe a brayer will help. Alright. See if that gives me enough of what I want. I'm just going to lay it down. And try not to move it like I just did. And press it and give it a moment to soak into the paper. This is the multifarious cardstock that you can also get at Crystal Shop. Let's peel it up and see what we get. Ooh, wasn't quite expecting that, but I do like it. Try to see if I can get it to stay in that area. Do I want to try to hit a... Let's just go ahead and clean it off. And I'll hit it with soap and water in a few minutes. Alright, I'm going to use my heat gun. And I will hit pause and then come back after it's dry.